The Source.
It's 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Carol Ann Baldwin is here to answer your questions. The phone number is 622-9622. Let's hear, yay! 622-9622.
Back to something I can wrap my head around.
If you'd like to call and be on the show, you can call just to say hi. You can ask Carol Ann a question that's on your mind about your lawn, your garden, and all that stuff. And again, the number is 352, area code. 622-9622. How about that?
Spells Florida.
Florida
622 WOCA.
Yeah. 622. Yeah, Florida OCA WOCA.
Okay,
That's what it spells. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. The other one didn't spell anything.
Right. And
I told you what mine knows.
Your name's
Flabby Ho.
Flabby Ho. Yeah.
I'm Flabby Ho.
Flabby Ho. Yeah, I never did check mine. I'm a little worried.
Isn't that the craziest name? Oh my God.
Yeah. Hey, at least.
So how you doing?
I'm doing well. It's warm out. It's
100 degrees on Sunday, they say. And
it's there's a good chance
probably,
it'll hit that.
Right?
Yeah. Because we got no rain in the forecast. Only good thing it's the humidity's low. Is that it's not quite feeling, when it was 92 the other day, it feels like 92. It wasn't, it's 92 and it feels like 105. So, but still.
You work outside. I'm so fortunate to be able to work inside.
Right. But still, hydration. Yeah.
But I have a new plant to ask you about.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Well, you know, my brother passed away, right?
Yes.
So one of Robin's children, her son and his wife, sent me a peace lily.
Okay, yeah. South Phylum,
it was delivered in a box, like by UPS or somebody, right?
Yeah.
I pulled it out. It looked nice. I put water in it. Next day, it's flopping over. I said, oh, no, what'd I do? I didn't realize there was a flower pot in the box with it.
So it was...
There's a pot that goes in a pot. I didn't know.
Right, so that all you have to do is probably put water in that pot.
And then...
it's got a little wick.
Then it came back up. I saved it. And then it went back down. And then Robin said...
It doesn't want to be in the sun.
So okay.
In the house,
okay, thank you for
in the
that.
house, it is a house plant. Really doesn't like a lot of sun at all. It is one of those lower maintenance plants.
But I put too much water in it.
You may have.
Yeah.
And just the shock of shipping. It's a good chance it was in a I don't know how far it had to come.
I don't know
usually
either.
Those kind of things, they're shipped overnight. But even still, you're grabbed out of a nursery, shoved in a pitch black box.
right.
Shipped somehow, whether or not it was climate controlled or not, in however it went from point A to point B to then go onto a UPS or FedEx truck that may or may not be air conditioned in that portion. So your temperature fluctuations, it should pop back up and be okay.
So bring it indoors, huh?
Yeah.
Don't leave it out.
It doesn't want to be outside.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably even a little bit hot for it.
Really? Okay.
Just because we're as hot as we are right now.
All right. Well, then I'll bring it in.
Yeah, bring it in. Enjoy it inside. Put it. They can get quite large. I've spoken with people who have them. Actually, even in the store, we carry them.
Even in a small pot? Or should I put it in a bigger pot?
No, leave it in the small pot for now. It'll be happy in there. Yeah, it'll be fine in there. They don't mind being a little bit pot bound, and this one's probably not that.
So it was a small pot that it was in, and then there was a big ceramic pot, bigger, not real big, but bigger.
That you can set. You can either plant it in there. You could either plant it in there or just set it in there. For now, I would probably just set it in there.
Yeah. So now I got an apple tree and that.
And now you got a piece of it. So you can be at peace with your apple tree.
So you get a piece of apple later on.
There you go. Maybe. But
oh, by the way, the other day, Robin and I played music at a church.
Okay.
From the outside looking in, we look like we are just dorks, you know? Because accordion is often considered
that's true.
The dork.
The nerd
this guy must be a dork. So some guy, you know, thinking he's cooler than the rest of the people. Hey, can you play in a Gata Davina? So I said, well, which version? The Carol Ann version? Or the Iron Butterfly version? He was surprised. He never heard of the Carol Ann version.
Oh, see, then he's not cool, is he? Then he's the dork. Yeah, he doesn't know where to be tuned into.
Isn't that funny?
That is.
Yeah, it's a beautiful time of the year, isn't it?
It is.
It's not quite too hot yet. We're not sick of the heat yet.
No, we're not sick of it yet, but I think it's one of those things that it's coming on hot, fast, and furious. That it's going to be hard.
All of a sudden.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
On people as well as the landscape. That's why I said hydration. Even when I reminded everybody about the show, it's like grab a cold drink, come join us. If you've got to do stuff out in the garden, in the landscape, do it early in the morning before it gets hot.
Makes sense for you, for your sake, not for not for the plants.
Even for the plants.
For the plants too.
Yeah.
Ready for a phone call?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey.
Morning.
Say, speaking of heat, we're off and running pretty good here. I got a feeling we're going to have one heck of a hot summer. I talk to my loved ones up in Wisconsin quite often, and they just can't get out of the 40 and 50, so I wish we could send some of that up there to them, but in the meantime, they're cool and we're hot, you know?
Right. And I would even take some of the rain that they're getting in Dallas and things, heard the interview Larry and Robin had a little earlier, where they were getting, they would like to have some of this sunshine to dry some of that up. We'd like to have some rain, and then I think Kathy Snyder had posted that she had a few downpour rain showers. I guess it was last night, and it's like,
really,
I didn't even hear thunder. Now she's on the north end of outside of Ocala, on the north end. But
by the way, did we have lightning when we were doing the news bites thing?
We had something do something. I went, whoa, it went, woo. Okay, don't tell me they ran into the telephone pole again or whatever.
Yeah, you never know, right?
But yeah, we had a little tenth of an inch rain last night around, I would say it's around 11:30. No thunder or lightning or nothing, but it just it came down for about maybe 15 minutes lately, but just enough to. It was a tenth of an inch is better than nothing, I guess.
That's true, and actually the lawns and things like that'll benefit from it, and just because it helps to hold that moisture nearby, because our humidity is down. I mean that's obvious that you're not stepping out the door and immediately breaking into a sweat,
right?
Kind of thing when it's been 90.
I was talking with the neighbor the other day, and I've got an irrigation system, so I'm fine that way, but he does not. Mm-hmm. And he asked me if he should be fertilizing and stuff now without the ability, with the heat and the dryness, without the ability of watering it. So I said I would probably wait till the rainy season kind of kicks in a little bit, huh?
Well, actually, once the rainy season hits, we try not to put real fertilizers down. Usually, if it, here we are at the 21st of May. If you're somebody who uses a synthetic fertilizer that has a high nitrogen level in it, even something as minimal as a 1608, get it down now and put a sprinkler on it. Or follow the directions on when it needs. You never put down fertilizers or pest control when we think it's going to rain, because it can wash it right away, and they're already speaking on the St. Johns River about possibilities of algae blooms. Well, we don't need to add to it.
Right. See, now with this heat starting out, like they're talking high 90s by the weekend.
Yeah, they're talking almost 100. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that we should be concerned about in our yard that would be getting a little bit under stress with this heat so soon that we should kind of baby a little bit with?
Well, just because we're not getting rain yet would be the moisture stress. So you happen to have an irrigation system. I would make sure I wouldn't be overwatering. I would water thoroughly on a schedule. You know, you're allowed 2 times a week right now, so I would water 2 times a week, but water well. If somebody only has the ability to do a sprinkler, which I have several neighbors in my neighborhood, I don't know if they've put down fertilizer, maybe some grass seed. Their lawns are looking nice though, and they've just got one of those big oscillating sprinklers, or regular oscillating sprinklers going in the morning on it, and so that's just enough to get some water down in there to keep the lawn from stressing or realizing, unless you've got something like a Bahia lawn that'll pop right back up after with the rains, your grass is going to get some damage due to the heat and lack of rain.
Yeah, I know in a previous program, probably last year, you suggested at least a half an inch every time I turn it on. So I moved the time up from a half to almost an hour.
Yeah,
to get a half
you're
inch.
looking to 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch at least at any time on an irrigation, only because that takes that water down further, takes that root system, encourages that root system to go deeper. A deep root system allows the grass, the plants, everything to withstand dry conditions longer because there's more moisture down lower instead of the roots being in near the top where they can dry out more quickly. Because we all know if it rains real hard, the sun comes out, we go back out and you look and you go, oh, look, the sand is dry. So exactly, we want to water deeper. You can still, several years ago, hydrotane was available just out in some of the stores. I haven't seen it in any stores. I think they went back to buying it online. Certain pest control companies can apply it for you, but it's not something that's controlled. But you can find the hydrotane or any other, I think that's the one I'm most familiar with, is mostly because I think it's manufactured locally, at least the company is local, helps to provide the moisture that's available already to the plants and things like that. And we had the gentleman from the company on the air a few years ago.
Yeah, that was a good product.
That.
Yeah,
and actually had seen the photograph of a yard that had been treated with that in Hernando County, and that some of those wildfires that went around, their yard wasn't touched.
That was an amazing.
Yeah, that was something that came from the news source. That wasn't their
right
picture.
Yeah. Would you recommend somebody that doesn't have the facility to water to not cut their lawn and just let it kind of grow and stay longer, and so it can survive the heat wave?
Not by too much longer. Just like in the wintertime, you don't want it to get too much, because then when you go to cut it, or when we start to get rain, it's going to make a lot of grass that's going to need to be cut off, because maybe letting it go, because it's not going to grow a lot if we're not getting enough water. If you're not getting enough moisture, it's not going to grow. It's going to do its own thing, just like in the wintertime. Not enough sunshine, cooler temperatures, it just slows down that growing process. So that's another reason why we don't really want to put a fertilizer on it, because we don't want to try to force that to grow when it's saying, hold on, wait a minute, I don't need to do that right now. So, letting it grow just a little bit longer. But even then, those tops of those blades can dry out more quickly, but it sort of would be protecting, underneath.
Right. Another one of my neighbors down the block, now last week he cut his lawn. He bought a brand new mower, but he cut it real short.
Ooh.
And now with this hot weather we've had for a couple of 3-4 days since he cut, the lawn, it's yellowed out.
Yeah, it has. He scalped his lawn. He, unless he was planning on putting grass seed down, there's no reason to scalp your lawn or to cut it that low. So he's apt to have some issues with weeds, as well as erosion of soil and things like that. From underneath that grass. And if it happened to be a St. Augustine or something like that, it's going to be he's going to have to end up probably be bringing some soil in order to cover those rhizomes that have been exposed.
I believe the recommended is 3 inches is the proper height that the lawn should be at.
Approximately, yeah.
Yeah, and walking through my subdivision or driving, I'm surprised as how many people really do sculpt. I mean, they cut it as short as they can because I think they think it looks nice that way, you know.
Well, they think that they can get away without having to mow as often. I think that they're going to go away. Yeah. That maybe that they're going to go away for the weekend. But right now, without it raining, without irrigation going on, unless you have irrigation, you're just doing more harm than good.
Yeah, they're probably better off getting a couple of goats.
Yeah. I mean, if you were allowed to do that, throw a couple goats on there. Just watch out. Don't do sheep. Sheep will dig up the roots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll eat the whole thing. But
okay, well let's hope for a little rain. I think the front's coming off the ocean and the Gulf. I think that's where we got a little bit of our rain last night, according to the TV weather man.
Yeah,
and, I think we're trying to start that kind of a situation here pretty quick.
Well, I know they said there was a little bit of rain over off the Atlantic, but not much. There's just not a whole lot to be seen right now. Our humidity levels are way down, and that it'll be a few more weeks probably before the actual rain starts.
Yeah, not that I'm a fan of humidity, but you got to have it to get rain, I guess.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. It was nice talking, and have a nice week. Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh. The phone number to call in is 622-9622. This is a caller-centric show, I guess you might say.
Yeah.
And you have a prize for somebody?
I do have a prize for somebody. We have Timeout Billiards and Buffet. It's a brand new place over on Pine between I forget the other bar that's there, but between the police department and actually from Zone Down, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
But we got a $20 gift certificate to do here at the bottom of the hour.
Yeah.
And it's pretty amazing. Their grand opening is this Friday, the 24th of May. They have full liquor bar. They have a buffet. They have billiards. They're located in 3 different locations right in the Pine Street Shopping Center, 618 to 620 South Pine Avenue, right next door to the Ocala Police Department. Their website is timeoutbilliards.com. Their phone number is 352 area code 444-7665. That's translated into pool. They're having a 9-ball tournament this Friday. If you're interested in playing 9-ball, it's $10 for an entry fee. The practice starts at 7 p.m. The tournament starts at 8 p.m. The buffet price is $12.99, and the full bar and beverages are extra.
There you go.
And if you go to their Facebook page, Timeout Billiards and Buffet, they have a flyer you can download, and you can also print out this flyer and receive 10% off.
Sweet.
So wow.
It's pretty amazing.
And we have a $20 gift certificate for one winner. We'll do, I guess, at the bottom of the hour. And this is for food only. It's not for your billiards, not for your liquor, your deal. So, yeah, here we go. I just went to their website, timeoutbilliards.com. Big, slideshow looks nice.
The what does?
The slideshow that's going on with it. Yeah, a lot of pool tables there.
So I didn't realize they're not opening till Friday.
It's soft opening today.
Oh, okay, soft.
Next Friday, the grand opening.
Okay.
So they're opening, getting things going. So at the bottom of the hour, we'll go ahead and give that away. And I guess we can probably give away a couple tickets to Addams Family, the new musical.
Well, that'd be nice.
That might be a nice.
Go out, have dinner, and then see a play. Yeah.
Or make a nice weekend out of it, kind of thing. Because Addams Family Addams Family, sometimes words are hard, runs from May 16th to June 9th. I have friends that went and saw that, and they said they had a great time. They said it was a lot of fun.
Are you going?
Yeah. I don't know when I'm off to be able to go.
Talk to Robin if you're going. Talk to Robin. Robin knows people.
Yeah. I know she does. Y'all do. So
I don't know anybody.
At the bottom of the hour, we'll go ahead and give away some prizes.
Did you ever see the gardens like at the Muncie Monster Home and the Adams, they hold dried plants. Remember?
Oh yeah, all the dead plants and things like that. Yeah, they cut the flowers off and throw them away instead.
Right.
Yeah, have the dead plant.
Okay, so two things. First of all, the phone number if you want to call in, 622-9622. The other thing is Carol Ann has a Facebook group that she created for this show. It's a fun group because you get to see the plants other people are talking about, or the frogs, or the critters, or bugs, whatever. It's
whatever
kind of fun.
you got. Whatever you got.
The one thing I think that is interesting that I still don't get quite is the white scaly stuff that shows up. Some people have posted, not recently, but it's not. I think you've said it's a bug, actually.
The scale insects.
It looks like it's just white flaky stuff, but it's actually a bug. Am I right?
Yeah, there's different.
And what is that called?
Ones. There's scale insects that can actually be. It's not something you can actually just brush off. You actually have to sort of.
And they're actually bugs, right?
If they are insects.
Oh wow!
Or if you take like a Kleenex and you pinch it, and when you look back, you go, ew. There's goo. There's goo that'll come out.
Oh.
That's how you tell it's a bug and not a disease.
Oh, okay.
No, a disease is just gotta come off. It would be a white substance that would just come off. But if it's a bug, it's gonna you might see white, but then when you squish it or rub across it, you might see orange. Or something else that
really?
Icky color. That
really? Now is that like when you get the diseases? Is that more from? I see the phone line ringing. Yeah. I have to pay attention to both of these lines here. Oh gosh, how do I answer this?
How do I answer?
Did I do it? No. Call back, whoever that was. I'll answer it.
You.
I messed up on that one. I saw you too late. What was I saying? Oh, does the humidity cause that kind of stuff?
Moisture can cause fungal diseases. That's why here in Florida we almost have plant fungal disease issues year round because we normally have high humidity throughout the year. Though in the wintertime, usually it drops off some because our humidity levels drop off. Right now, you're probably not having a whole lot of fungal pressures going on, though insect pressures can still be there. Soon as the rain starts, soon as that humidity starts to go back up, you'll start to see some of that, the leaf spot and things like that that'll come on, and the powdery mildew, the downy mildew and things. Some of those are just it is all temperature and humidity related. It's one of those kind of things. Someone one time told me that the magic number is 150. So if you have 75 degrees with a 75% humidity, that adds up to 150. You have perfect conditions for fungal issues.
Oh, really?
So you could have higher temperatures and a little lower humidity, but it's at 100
degrees and 50% humidity.
50% humidity. You could still, probably the 100 degrees, maybe not so much, but it's sort of running in that you go 80 and
that's interesting.
And 65%, which we often have those, or we'll have the 85 degrees with well, right now we're 100 degrees with, I think they said 62% humidity. Right now, or 61%, I think is what they said on the news this morning.
So that's really...
So, no, that's low.
Oh,
that's a little
okay.
under what would be something that would be ideal conditions for fungal issues. So you're looking at that 150 line and above that. So let's see, if you go in, 90 and 60, or say 90 and 70 is not unusual for us in the summertime. So you'd be a little higher, on that. So.
And did you ever hear the formula for determining how high the clouds are?
No.
Yeah, there's a formula.
There's a formula?
You use the dew point and the temperature, and it'll tell you how high the clouds are.
Okay, so you're probably multiplying that.
It's something we learned from the airport people.
Oh, okay.
The people who fly airplanes, aviation people.
Aviation people, yeah.
All right, this is the moment.
Right.
If you want to win kind of a date night, you got the Addams Family tickets for the theater, and
$20 gift certificate to Time Out Billiards and Buffet.
Yeah, so go eat, go see a play, and pay nothing.
There you go.
Except tip, I guess.
Tip, yeah. Well, no, for two, I guess, because she said buffet was $12 each.
So you
gotta throw a little bit and throw a couple drinks in there, but you're getting a discount.
And, of course, the theater's free. If you would like the package that Carolyn is giving away, call right now, 622-9622. That's 352-622-9622. We'll give it away at random to one of you. If I don't answer the call, that means you did not win, and better luck next time. We'll be right back.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Former White House counsel Don McGahn is expected to defy a subpoena to speak to the House Judiciary Committee this morning.
The White House claims McGahn has immunity from testifying. President Trump telling reporters the American people have had enough of the Russia probe.
The attorneys say that they're not doing that for me. They're doing that for the office of the president.
Congressman David Cicilline among Democrats talking impeachment.
An ongoing effort to prevent the American people from knowing the full truth.
Committee Democratic Chair Jerry Nadler threatening to hold McGahn in contempt.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. More severe storms in the southern plains overnight.
Today, the threat shifts to eastern portions of the plains and the Mississippi River Valley. While the overall threat is not as extreme as yesterday, large hail, damaging winds, flooding, and more tornadoes are possible throughout today and tonight.
That's Fox meteorologist Janice Dean. This is Fox News.
Napa know-how.
Right now at Napa, grab a 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for just $28.99. It keeps out harmful sludge to help reduce wear on your engine, which is important if you like cars that, run smoothly. So keep your engine healthy with Mobil 1, now just $28.99. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 5/31/19.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. The first named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season formed 12 days early. Subtropical storm Andrea formed yesterday in the Atlantic between Bermuda and the Bahamas. The storm is not expected to threaten Florida. Officials at Zoo Miami say a young African painted dog was killed when a gate collapsed on her. Sheriff's officials are investigating the death of a man outside a mosque in Tampa. Investigators believe the victim and the suspect knew each other. The Florida Highway Patrol has arrested a 26-year-old man who they say fled the scene of a hit-and-run crash that killed a woman who was a passenger in his car in Kissimmee. A Florida judge yesterday ruled that prosecutors cannot use surveillance video in a case related to the solicitation case of New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft. And a former Disney World employee is accused of stealing thousands of dollars worth of property from backstage areas, including costumes from the Haunted Mansion animatronics. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Plenty of sunshine expected for the day on Tuesday. Not too bad out there for outdoor activities. Highs in the upper 80s to mid-90s. Your Tuesday night will be clear, lows of 65 to 70. Again, sunshine for Wednesday, highs of 85 to 94. And again, we're in the 80s and 90s Thursday with sunshine and a few clouds, breezy, highs from the mid-80s to low 90s. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Bill Deckard.
Time Out Billiards and Buffet. The grand opening is this Friday, May 24th at 8 p.m. with special entertainment on hand, along with an outstanding America Fair buffet at just $12.99 or sip a cocktail from the full bar. So bring your family, your friends, and rack up a game of 9-ball on the finest pool tables in the area. Time Out Billiards and Buffet. The grand opening is this Friday, May 24th at 8 p.m. Time Out Billiards and Buffet at 620 South Pine Avenue, Ocala, Florida, between the Ocala Police Department and the Rawhide Saloon. Call 352-444-OH.
I'm Jennifer, the Executive Director of Palm Garden, and May is a big month in our industry. Today, I brought Annette Lotz with me, the Director of Clinical Services.
I'm happy to be here, Jennifer, and in May, we get to celebrate our wonderful nursing staff. They are truly ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, they are, Annette, and we are always looking for more excellent, caring nurses to join our Palm Garden family.
We sure are, but in the meantime,
Happy Nurses Week from Palm Garden.
Hey folks, it's time to celebrate Memorial Day, and a great way to do just that is to plant a tree. That means a trip this week to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala, where you can buy one large quality tree for as little as $49.99 and get a second one just like it for half price. This half price sale applies to every tree, large or small, in Bob's huge inventory. While you're there, check out a few of Bob's super specials, like those famous dwarf, ever-blooming, red ruffle azaleas, still just $3.99. Crepe myrtles, all sizes, large or small, starting as low as $9.99. And it's a BOGO, buy one, get one free. Some of your favorite summer annuals, priced as low as 49 cents each. Plus a long list of flowering vines, buy one, get one at half price. Store hours 9 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, until 3 on Saturday. It's Baldwin's Camellia Garden, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, in the same blooming place since 1952.
All right, 83 degrees right now. Temperatures are expected to climb to 93 today. There is no mention of rain in today's forecast. Lows tonight around 70. Tomorrow, a little warmer, 94. Then 92 on Thursday, 94 on Friday. Listen to this, Caroline. 97 on Saturday, 98 on Sunday, 99 on Monday.
And Wednesday,
wow,
they're saying 100.
Oh, you have a one.
I brought it up the Weather Channels. Next, not this Wednesday, the following Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Mine doesn't go that far.
Yeah, well, I brought up a 10-day, and I'm seeing possibility of scattered thunderstorms a week from Friday.
Oh, okay.
So I brought up 10-day, but the humidity level is down such, and I thought it was a little higher than it is. It's like 47% for today, which is dry for us.
Not bad, huh?
So when it's 93, it's going to feel like 93. So you shouldn't melt when you go out there, but just do be careful if you're out in the yard anytime. This is that time of year. Get out early or get out late. Usually early is going to be a little cooler because it's, I think the overnights are in the upper 60s. So you get up, get your cup of coffee, do what you need to do outside, take care of that. Then, if you're doing yard work and you don't have an irrigation system and you need that sprinkler on for something, work in the area the sprinkler's going on. It'll help keep you cool.
That's a fun idea.
I've done it before.
That
just set the sprinkler,
fun.
and I can pull weeds over there too. Get a little wet. It's okay.
Sounds like fun. So are you doing anything for Memorial Day?
I have to work.
Oh, you have to work?
I have to work.
Do you know, the Bob Wines commercial just played, and Galen from Lifestyle called up this morning. He redid his lawn and his yard, not just the lawn, but he used the Bob Wines advice and the Bob Wines products.
Sure.
And he put a video on Twitter.
Right. Oh,
and
nice.
I watched his little video of his yard. It looks beautiful.
Right. Well, I sent and actually I think I aimed a couple customers last week over to them. Got their phone number out and aimed them over there. They were because I work on the south end, but I live here in Ocala, so it makes it hard for me to recommend nurseries other than the ones I'm familiar with up here. I really need to take a day and just drive around and hit nurseries and grab business cards so I can hit people. Hit people up and go, hey, listen. Here's where I'm at. When customers want something different, you can't go to a box store.
Hey, how are your friends, the Taylors? Is that their last name?
Yeah.
How are they doing?
They're doing all right. They were out at the Master Gardener Festival back in March and do a lot of the shows. They were a little. I think they're still open a little bit. You just got to call. Call it and make an arrangement. It's in Spar.
Spar. Okay.
Yeah. How you doing out there? And see, now those folks looks like they did the right thing. They came to the mall, did their walk in the mall because it's hot outside.
Yeah, an air-conditioned walking place.
Place is
cheaper
nice. Cheaper than a gym
membership.
And
you have a gym membership? Sounds like you do.
Yeah, I do. I haven't had opportunity to use it lately.
Yeah. What do you use there? The walking machine?
No. Actually, they have an express kind of thing, like a 20-minute. There's a 20-minute. It's like a 20-minute circuit.
So what do you do? Like spinning? Whatever you call bicycle?
Weights. No, there's weights.
You lift weights?
They're machines. Crunches.
Really?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
I started going in September, but lately I've had an issue just because the knee. It's been giving me
It's therapeutic?
It feels good afterwards, but I need to find out what I can do to protect my knee.
Ladies only?
No.
I always thought ladies that men. It's weird, isn't it? Because us guys.
The guys. We're
doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah. Unless nobody's doing exercises nude, so it's I mean, that's so it's one of those things.
Is there such a place?
I don't know. Maybe if you go to a nudist resort, I'm sure they have a gym.
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine being in that gym?
I don't want to sit on that bicycle after you. I'm sorry.
No, you don't want to go on that bike. Oh no.
So, but no.
Hey, I have a question for you about critters with gardens.
Okay.
I mean, I like critters, but if they are a problem,
right?
And I know we've brought this up before, but let's say there's a rabbit.
Okay. Little bunny.
And you're okay with the rabbit, but the thing that you're concerned about is the coyote that lives around the area too.
That's going to try to eat said bunny.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now that's the problem. So is there a way to get the rabbit out of there so that the coyote stays away?
Not really.
No?
No. I mean, because you'd have to get rid of all the squirrels, the rabbits, all the feral cats, which the coyotes will take care of the feral cats, unfortunately, also. But
is that right? I never heard that before.
They will eat them also. They will chase them
down.
That's
kind of sad, isn't it?
If it's something they can eat. But yes, I know where you're at, that there are the coyotes. And actually, a couple weeks ago, I think it was like the first time, and I've been in this neighborhood, almost 2 years now, I think, or a little over 2 years. I heard the coyotes.
I'm surprised the coyotes don't eat the peacocks. I wonder why.
Peacocks roost in the trees. Peacocks fly. Yes, that peacock
spends
the night up in a tree somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, he's
I
not
didn't
on the
know
ground.
that. So the coyotes.
And you figure too.
Only hunt at night.
If a peacock took and fanned its tail feathers, raised its wings, it looks pretty formidable. And generally, just by doing that is how they chase off aggressors.
Oh, really?
And the noise that they make.
They're psyching them out.
Yeah. And the noise that they make. A lot of animals, you see lizards, the ones that'll poof out the little neck thing and run. It's like, I'm a crazy lizard. Look out, don't eat me. All kinds of things that are prey have different ways of doing. That's rabbits have they'll get down in the hole, even though I think a coyote would tear that up. To get to them if they really were after them.
Well, it's kind of like, when you're swimming in the ocean and you see all these beautiful fish around you, go, this is beautiful. Then you realize, this is food for something else.
Bigger fish eat those, Yeah. It is one of those things. Yeah, when something brushes your legs, you can walk on water. Get me out of there.
That's happened to me.
Yes, it has. I mean, there's actually a funny video on Facebook of a dog that it's like in the shallow water and something. It's like suddenly that dog is hightailing it out of that water.
Really? Oh, I love those kind of videos.
I had tried, or I was looking to see. It was an item that showed up as a memory for me on my page that I had posted. I guess I had done it before I had created the In the Garden page, and I'm having a hard time trying to figure out. I got to figure out how to send it over to the In the Garden page.
Oh, really?
And it's one on mothballs. And it was a little more in depth than usually what you hear. It's actually I had it, and I had shared it. Why can't I find it on here? I can find some. Oh, there it is. I can find so much stuff easier on my phone. That's probably because I'm on my phone all the time. But I will try to get it over there because it's. Where is it? Come on. There's the flag. There's that. Where is it? Nope, that's not it.
So Memorial Day, we're decorating graves.
Okay.
Do you have a lot of people coming in to buy flowers for that?
Actually, we don't really sell too many flowers that I would consider grave-type flowers.
Oh, really?
But it's... Oh, there it is. It's the one I keep thinking looks like eggs in a nest. But, no, we don't have too many... I mean, and years past, I used to do, when I was the merchandiser for the plants, I would do a flag out because they would send us a whole lot of red, white, and blue, or red, white, and purple, vinca. And even their pots were in the red, white, and blue and things like that to make a neat display that people could go home and plant a planter that was all red, white, and blue or plant part of a bed. But it's like this year they barely sent any unless there's some coming tomorrow. But it's, that's about mostly what, most of the time what we have is people coming in looking for the brass or the bronze flower holders, and we don't sell them. I'm not sure where you would get them except for from a funeral home or a florist. So if you're looking for those kind of things to be able to take out to the cemetery, to put up, to put flowers.
The bronze vase?
Yeah.
They're right there. Aren't they part of the head?
I don't think so.
Aren't they permanent?
No, I don't think so.
My dad's is. My mom.
Oh, is it? Well, maybe. Yeah,
they put it upside down in a hole.
Okay.
And then when you want to use it, you pull it out.
Pull it out, turn it upside, right?
Yeah, it's got a chain on it, so people won't steal it. But
break the chain.
It's easy to break that chain.
Right. Well, I guess maybe some don't, or maybe have been stolen. But
that'd be a shame. Somebody steal that thing.
Yeah, it would be. I don't know if I can see. It's not letting me share this thing the way I want to, I don't think.
Let me mention again the phone number if you want to call in is 622-9622. And one little thing I need to tell you is that during the break, Robin mentioned to Carol Ann that we actually have another gift certificate for the
Timeout Billiards.
Timeout Billiards, thank you. So it's also $20. So we'll give that away at the end of the show, okay? In about 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as when you start to hear the music play,
that's a good time to call.
Go ahead and call. Yeah.
I'll just pick a caller at random as I always do.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we did.
And I think we can do 2 more for the theater too,
right?
For
the theater too, I believe we probably can.
Yeah. So another.
We can do another prize package.
Another date night.
Yeah, another date night for somebody.
Yeah.
So you could get a chance to go see the Addams Family, a new musical, and if anybody loved the Addams Family, there you go. It's a good.
Have dinner.
Yeah.
Hey, Robin went to see it with her mom. She said it was fun.
Yeah, I said. Friends of mine went.
It's a musical.
Yeah. So that's
So I wonder if they do the
creepy.
I wonder if they do the snapping.
Probably, they probably do. I don't think I can snap my fingers right now. My thumb doesn't work. But no, and if gardening, right now we're entering that hot weather, leave it alone in the garden kind of time of year already. Usually that's not for another few weeks.
What do you mean leave it alone?
Leave it alone. Just don't worry about it. You don't want to cause any more stresses on the landscape. Trying to get plants started when it's as hot as it is isn't going to necessarily be real successful. You're just sort of maintaining.
Right.
I wouldn't be doing heavy pruning or anything like that.
I have a question
just because
for you.
It's that whole thing of why stress something that already has a stress that it can't control.
So I have a question. The hurricane season technically doesn't start until June 1st, but there's a storm out there right now.
Tropical
Andrea?
Depression or something.
Whatever
like
it
that.
is.
Yeah. She got named.
So it seems like the tree thing, in other words, thin your trees out so that the storm doesn't knock them over, is something you would hire a professional to do.
Correct.
Right? You wouldn't do that yourself, right?
No, not unless you truly had the knowledge and skill
and tools
to do right, because it's not, it can be dangerous. You're getting up there in the trees and make sure you're getting rid of dead limbs. You can thin some out some, but you want it pruned properly to where when it grows out, it's not just causing another problem or with weak branches and things like that.
Yeah.
So, look around the landscape for weak trees, dead trees.
Okay, so that's my question. That's another question. Kind of in the question. When you have talked about this before, you would talk about, I wouldn't know if a tree was dead or not just by looking at it, but you said an arborist could come out?
An arborist.
How do we find them?
I mean, you can tell a dead tree has no leaves on it at this time of year. But, something that might be a tree that you're concerned might not be healthy, that you've seen a few dead branches or something is wrong with the bark or something like that. You can look online for one, looking for arborists in Marion County, or call over to the extension office. I think they have a list. They used to.
We should take advantage of those professionals more than we do.
Right now, you're gonna pay them usually, but if you can find,
fair.
You come out
and they're saving your house.
They're saving your house, right? Your insurance. Yeah. Why go through a roof? On things, to get them to come out and take a look and to let you know whether or not those trees are healthy, especially maybe if you've got some large trees that are near your home. It's not necessary to take down trees that are away from the house, just because it may not be as happy. If it could go somewhere that's not going to hurt anything, don't worry about it.
There was a story about a couple that was fined $600,000 for removing a tree without permission. That was like a week or two ago.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, it's
That must have been
crazy.
an old tree.
Yeah, I don't know why they would. I don't know. It seems like it's your property. You should be able to do what you want.
But we're trying to save trees that are native or
Well, who gets that money?
That had to have been a huge old tree.
Let me see if I can find it.
Is my thought on that. But I believe right now, is there not, that you don't need to have a permit, I think, because it's like a pre-hurricane kind of deal. If you think you need to have some trees taken down or something like that right here before the hurricane season starts, call the county and ask, on the permitting kind of thing. Usually
this was in California.
Okay. Oh, well, that explains a lot.
California couple must pay nearly $600,000 for uprooting, killing an ancient oak tree.
Oh.
But still, it was on their property.
But still, an ancient oak, yeah. That's
3,000 cubic yards of dirt and rock had to be removed from the previously undisturbed 34-acre property. The couple removed the tree so it could be placed on an adjoining plot of land with their new home. It could be placed on it. They were trying they stole.
Oh,
okay.
The tree, maybe.
Okay, yeah. They killed it. In doing it, they uprooted a 180-year-old tree for their new home, ultimately killing the heritage oak.
Wow.
Sonoma County Superior Court Judge Patrick Broderick issued the ruling in April. But this was the story that came out last week.
Right, you just made it on.
May 10th is the date line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't take things. And here's one of those things. Don't go out the Ocala National Forest and go dig up coonties. They might be native, they might be cool. Don't do it. You can buy them in stores. Don't go out there and just take things. They're native to the area. You're taking them. You're disturbing that habitat. You can usually. That's why there are commercial producers of native plants. You don't want to go out there and just dig them up.
Now they couldn't have done that themselves. They must have hired somebody. No, that had to have been
a hired. That's a huge tree.
Yeah.
I mean. That's a big giant tree
spade. And
even then,
the person who did it should have known better, huh?
Yeah, they should have. Or say, when you're talking money like that, it sounds as if they didn't really care.
Yeah.
I want that tree. Get me that tree, kind of thing. But and looking around, even here at Paddock Mall, I'm looking at these palm trees that were pruned, and it's going, really? That looks horrible. They are not really pruned.
You don't like the way they're pruned? Me too.
No, they took them down to, it's probably just above what you'd say is harmful to the tree. Now, the two across here, looking at the Sears, the three in front of the old Sears store, the two don't look too bad. But the one with the little crook in it that looks as if from here looks like it might have 3 fronds left on it.
It's like a Dr. Seuss picture.
Yeah, it's just sort of like, no, that's not the way you do that. Just because you don't want brown fronds hanging in 4 months.
Oh, really? So
doesn't mean, and most of the fronds they took off were probably green.
They did. They were. I saw them.
Yeah, and that's not the way you prune palm trees.
Yeah, so you know about that. The way it looks, to me, looks... Yeah. I like them when they look healthy. And I'm okay with the dead stuff hanging.
Nice full top.
Yeah.
Yeah, nature didn't come with a pole saw.
A what?
A pole saw.
Pole saw.
You can reach
it. These guys were...
I know. They had to use bucket to get up.
Yeah, they were. It was cool, kind of, what they used. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, it's you again real quick. You're talking about cutting trees down and stuff. When I first moved down here... several years back, I had a friend that lived in the historical district in Ocala, and in conversation, he was telling me that he could not prune or cut down any of those beautiful trees that were along the roadway without getting special permission or getting a permit or something. They were untouchable trees.
Right, because they were old trees. They were historical trees that. That they wanted preserved, and that's still, that's so that somebody doesn't move into a house and go, I hate that tree out there. It puts leaves on my lawn, and just starts cutting it, or just cutting what hangs over their fence or something like that, misshaping that tree and causing probably the premature death of it. So it makes sense. Now, there's what you have to watch if you're not in, like say the historic district. If a neighbor has a tree that is hanging over your property and is causing a problem, I mean, you can obviously talk with your neighbor, but realize the only thing you can usually do is cut whatever is hanging over your property line without doing enough damage to hurt that tree. You can't kill their tree.
Right. When we have company coming down, if I'm looking for things to do, which there's plenty of, I always kind of make sure I take my friends and relatives and whoever down that Fort King and 8th Street area where all those beautiful his historical homes and those beautiful trees are. It's so beautiful at it. I'm glad they won't let you just cut a tree or a limb down without. I don't know if you got to get permission and they got to check it out or what to do.
Well, it probably has to. It has to probably go through the board to check and see. I mean, now maybe for limbs that would be damaged or dead, diseased limbs and things like that, that's probably going to be a lot easier to have taken care of. But again, it's going to probably you're going to use a professional to do it and with permission.
I know going back to, was it 04 or whatever, he had all those hurricanes that kind of, well, we had near misses. I drove into that area, and it was a mess there with all those trees, but even still they cleaned it up nice and it looks beautiful to this day. Right.
And actually if somebody's looking to redo a landscape, you can go on the University of Florida's website or just Google hurricane resistant trees. And there's a list of trees that you can plant in your landscape that are ones that have a good sturdy root system, that their limbs are sturdy, they don't break off easily in high winds and things like that. So, thinking of the hurricane season, or thinking of planting your landscape, that you might even look at some of those kind of things. And that's another reason why we don't like to do the crepe murder, is because none of those new branches that come on are strong. Not one of them. Yeah. They're all weak, flimsy. They can just whip off of there, and so. But then again, those are usually not trees that we're using to shade the home or right over the house.
Some of those gigantic trees, like are on Fort King Road and those other places. How old would you say those trees are? Those real monster big ones.
They've got to be probably at least 100, 150 years old, I would think.
Wow. Yeah. It's amazing. It's something you don't see anywhere else. So it's a place that whenever I take guests down, they're always amazed how beautiful it is. It's just I wouldn't mind having a home there myself someday.
Sure.
But it's.
Well, that's what used to make it nice. You could go to the library and stuff, and go take a walk down, through some of the historic areas. But you can still do that. Park and take a walk through, and just look at a historic Ocala.
Right. Well, that's another wonderful thing about living down here in the Ocala area is those kind of streets and all that stuff that's being preserved. So it's just wonderful.
Sure is. It's one of the reasons that makes well, we were a tree city there for
we had that
back. We had the distinction of Tree City, USA, and we also we had another one that
City USA or something.
Whatever. It was one of the, I forget which the other one was, but a couple of distinctions that had to do with greenery and protection of well, because how much cooler it is to walk in the shade. We park in the shade. It's how can you tell a Floridian? It doesn't matter how close the parking place is. If there's a shade tree, people are going to park under it.
Right.
And one nice thing about those trees, they kind of keep their leaves most of the year, and they're always nice looking.
Yes. Most of your smaller leafed oaks and things like that do keep their leaves, and even the other ones, when they do lose them it's in the wintertime and things where you're not worried about having the shade over that, and then you get the actual structure to see the structure of the tree, which many times is just as appealing as all the leaves and the shade once the canopy is back on.
Yeah, I know driving through there, it brings back memories. Boy, I tell you, as a kid, you could have a nice couple of forts in those trees.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay, it was nice talking again. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, Hugh. So we've got about 2 minutes, a minute and a half, actually.
And And so when you hear the music come on, we got gift certificate for Timeout Billiards and Buffet. Their soft opening is now. Grand opening is Friday, and we also have 2 tickets to Ocala Civic Theater's The Addams Family, a new musical.
Nice.
So we got another little prize package going. But no, if you're out and about today, this weekend, anything, stay hydrated. Clothing that wicks away the moisture helps to keep you cool. Watch out on the kids. If they've got like those vinyl pictures on the front of their shirts, realize that part of that shirt doesn't breathe. So you might want to make sure that whatever, their clothing also is something that, that they don't get overheated under there, because the little ones don't always know that they're getting too hot.
And buy super soakers.
And buy super soakers, sprinklers, anything. They're all fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you after the Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
Don't work too hard.
The day after, yeah.
So. Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Larry. Everybody have a great day.
If you'd like the prizes, you need to call right now. I'll pick one caller at random. If I do not answer the phone, that means somebody else won, and we can only give one of them away. So you will win if you win 2 tickets to the theater and $20 worth of gift certificate from, what's it called?
It's called Timeout Billiards and Buffet.
We'll be right back.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. A federal judge in Washington sides with House Democrats, ruling President Trump's accountants must provide his financial records to the House Oversight Committee. Fox's David Spunt in D.C.
That judge, Amit Mehta, appointed by former President Barack Obama back in December 2014. His ruling states that the White House cannot block a subpoena from the House asking for those financial records from Trump's accounting firm.